Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Tuesday, November 28th, 2023. Stand up for your country. Getting a little chilly here in the Northeast, a little cold at night. And out west in Jackson, Wyoming, it was 9 degrees this morning. So winter, late autumn, despite climate change in America, unless you're in the Sun Belt, it's cold. All right. And the reason I'm telling you this, which is obvious, is that climate change is happening in the Biden administration. Where do you hear this? And that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points Memo. So there is a United Nations Climate Change Conference, 2 weeks in Dubai. You know where Dubai is? It's in the Persian Gulf. The Persian Gulf supplies much of the world's oil, which is counter to climate change people. But they're having a conference in Dubai. Okay. 2 weeks, that's a kind of a long conference. Now, Joe Biden has been to 2 of them, but not going this year. Okay? And the reason he isn't going, and the White House has not put out a reason, but I'll tell you the reason, is because right now, at this moment, America is harvesting more fossil fuel than ever before in its history. So if Biden were to show up at a climate change conference in Dubai, the fanatics would kill him. Hey, you're the big global warming guy, you're this, you're the progressive, you're blah, 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 blah. And now, boom, the United States is harvesting more fossil fuel than ever before. Now, the reason this is happening is because when Biden came into office, he attacked the fossil fuel industry. You'll remember that. And so we're going green, electric cars, windmills, solar. You guys, I'm going to put you out of business with regulations. And all the energy prices in the USA went up, igniting inflation. And inflation is dooming the Biden administration. So Biden, a man of no principles whatsoever, every principle he ever had, he changed. Biden said, whoa, we better start getting that oil out of there. And now he's exporting a lot of oil to foreign countries, not only supplying it here. So oil prices in America have dropped for the last 2 months. I'll give you the stats in a moment. And overseas, we're making money selling oil to Europe because we have the embargo on Russian oil because of Ukraine. So this is geopolitics, and geopolitics are intruding on the climate change mandate. Okay, so we all got the primer here. So Biden, again, a man of no seasons, doesn't believe in anything, says, oh, we got to harvest oil, that's why I can't go to the climate change conference. Meanwhile, okay, back on the ranch here, the inflation under Biden for essentials, that means what you need to live, up 18% since he took office. So all of us are paying 18% more to live. That is unsustainable. Nobody can get reelected on that record. Nobody. And Biden will not get reelected. Okay. So now the White House is panicking. But this puts the progressive left against Biden, and they already don't like Biden supporting Israel. So the progressive left is now pulling back from Biden, which is a good thing for conservative traditional candidates. So the real far out left wing, they don't like Biden anymore, even though he does everything they want him to do, or at least used to. Okay? So what is it about the alternative energy, the green economics, that isn't working? Well, number one, electric cars. I mean, they're not in demand. And I'm not going to get one until the motion, I can drive further than I can now. I'm not good with technical stuff. If I plug it in, I'll get electrocuted. You know, I'm not just mechanically, I'm just no good. All right, and they're very expensive, these cars. And they have a chip shortage now. And they have a battery fire risk. And in the winter, your efficiency on electric cars drastically drops. Did you know that? I didn't know it until we started to research. So electric car, that whole thing is flat, not increasing. And in spite of that, Connecticut, another loopy far left state, goes, well, about 10 years, we're going to forbid gas-powered cars. Well, that's unconstitutional, number one. You won't be able to do that, Connecticut. And number two, it's stupid because people are not going to be able to afford it. Even then, in 10 years, they're not. And the other thing is the wind, okay? So Biden, and I'll tell you about this in a minute, is going to a wind farm today to show how green he is. It's so phony. Anyway, the wind stuff is getting more and more and more expensive. Here on Long Island, where I am, you look out into the ocean, a bunch of windmills. I can see them from my house out on eastern Long Island. They surround Block Island, which is Rhode Island territory. Well, half of them don't work. And I mean, the cost to install and maintain these things is so high that state governments can't afford it. They don't have enough money to do it. So the technology is not there to be a green world. I wish it were. I'm not a big fan of fossil fuels. I don't like pollution. All right, I wish we were 100% green on this planet. That includes dumping stuff in the oceans, plastics and all that. I'm a big environmental guy, but you can't ruin people's lives for a fantasy. All right, so Kerry's going over there, Blinken, the Secretary of State's going over to Dubai, a bunch of other people to represent America. And then, India, China, oh yeah, we'll do it. They're not going to ever do it. They got to feed their people. They're not going to ever be green, those countries. Africa's never going to be green. So the United States pumping money into all this, it's just setting the money on fire. No good at all, nothing. And that's the memo. So President Biden is going down to Atlanta to honor First Lady Rosalynn Carter. That's a good thing. A woman of dignity, as we expressed here. Then he's going to a campaign reception, which means money raising on our dime in Denver, where he will visit CS Wind, the largest wind tower manufacturer in the world. Colorado, very green state, beautiful state. Lived there for 2 years. So he's going to go to the factory and look at the wind. Okay, good. Okay. Again, I wish the wind worked. It doesn't work. Okay. So, all right. So Biden is aware that his administration's in grave danger because of the higher prices for essentials in America. And before he left for Georgia, he said this. Go.
But we know the prices are still too high for too many things. That times are still too tough for too many families. But we made progress, but we have more work to do. Let me be clear. To any corporation that's not brought their prices back down, even as inflation has come down, even as supply chains have been rebuilt, it's time to stop the price gouging and give the American consumer a break.
Yeah, I'm sure the corporations are going to do all that, right? So any guy lives in a bubble world. The prices will come down when the consumers don't go there anymore. That's why I told you about the $51 steak last week. I'm not going there anymore. The $14 chicken with rice soup from the local deli. I'm not buying it anymore. Those prices will come down when the consumer says, it's not about the money, it's a principle of the thing. I know I'm getting gouged. And what are we going to do about insurance rates? You got to have insurance to put your car on the road. They're raising these rates, 300-400% for no reason. And there's Biden, oh, you better not go. What are you going to do about it, Joe? What? Nothing. Just like you do about anything else. Every other problem, you don't do anything about it. All right, let's go to Hunter Biden. So he's been subpoenaed to testify in front of the House Oversight Committee, that's James Comer, on December 13th. The testimony will be behind Senate doors, according to Mr. Comer. Hunter Biden says, no, I'm not going to show up unless I can testify publicly in front of the TV cameras. Okay, if he doesn't show up, Hunter Biden gets in even more trouble and Congress will pursue him. So I assume he'll show up and do what he's been subpoenaed to do. Maybe I'm wrong. But Hunter Biden's a publicity hound, and he somehow wants to get in front of the American people. And, Democrats are going to stick up for him on the committee. You know that. But the Republicans are going to go in pretty hard. So tomorrow, a guy named Rob Walker, a business associate of Hunter Biden's, is going to testify, 9:30. If we get anything out of that, we'll have it. And then December 6th, President Biden's brother, James, going to testify. Both are private. But we're on it. We're watching it for you. If you are 65 or older, you probably know that Medicare's annual enrollment period going on right now. And there is a great conservative senior group out there that can help your Medicare needs. It's AMAC. And they're the number one group for conservative seniors and the alternative to the liberal AARP. The friendly, knowledgeable advisors at AMAC deliver the credible information you need in a straightforward way. Along with Medicare guidance and support, you will have choices. Something you'll never get from AARP's Medicare. AMAC offers dozens of plans from top insurers. AMAC staff is 100% U.S.-based, years of experience helping people just like you. Plus, with AMAC, you'll never unknowingly support liberal causes as many people do. Now that annual enrollment period has begun, why not contact AMAC's Medicare Advisory Service? Do business with people you can trust. Visit amac.us/trust. amac.us/trust. All right, let's go to the mail. Concierge member MG. So concierge membership, MG, is a special email that gets directly to me. I have a producer, goes over all the emails, and then they funnel it to me every morning, okay? And I look at all the emails from concierge members, and anybody who needs help, we try to help them. And anybody who has a question, we answer their question. This is an insurance policy for your life because we have very good advice on almost everything. Okay, MG. The high school college kids supporting Hamas know little or care about history. Who is right, who is wrong. They've been programmed to protest. When the BLM movement started losing steam, they needed something else to be offended by. A lot of truth to that, no doubt about it. Ludmilla Jacob, Monticello, Indiana. I came to the USA in 1951, a refugee of World War II from a camp outside of Munich, Germany. I observed how hard my parents worked and loved becoming a citizen. Both escaped from Belarus and understood what destroys personal freedom, socialism. Now I see the Biden administration and many in Congress promoting that which will destroy America. Excellent letter, Ludmilla. We are very glad you are here, and your parents got you here after the chaos of World War II. Kevin McNeil, Brooklyn, New York. When you say the consequences of so-called criminal justice reform are unintended, I think about the oft-repeated mantra of the ultra-left. We must confront the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. Seems pretty clear to me the results are precisely as intended by a few of the real revolutionary left. But most of the lemmings that follow this have no idea what it's going to lead to. Phil, it all boils down to common sense. A good thing young people are listening to you, O'Reilly. Maybe it will cause them to stop and think before they do something stupid. I hope so, because I've done some stupid stuff, and I wish I hadn't. So we are here to provide a pathway to success. Mark, concierge member, thank you, Mark. Keep saying you're an old guy, but when it comes to news, you're the future. I hope so. I mean, this organization is now the most powerful independent news agency in the world. No doubt about that. So I hope so. Vita Bay, Melissa, Texas. I don't think I've been to Melissa. Hey, Bill, I had a productive Thanksgiving weekend, got through Killing Lincoln, Killing Kennedy, and my second time reading Killing Jesus. I cried reading that book. I have an 8-hour trip to New Orleans and back this weekend, so I plan to go through 2 audiobooks. Do you recommend we read the Killing series in any order? You can. Killing Witches would be first. That's the founding of the country. Then Killing England. That's our freedom. And then I would go up to Lincoln and then Killing Crazy Horse. So if you read all those books in that order, but you don't have to. They all stand alone. And I appreciate you reading and listening to the books. Vita, very kind of you. Carmel Spriel, Star, Idaho. I read your book, Killing Crazy Horse, while we're on a camping trip to northern Idaho. So much information I never knew, and I loved reading about the Native Americans. I'm reading it again to refresh the info. And I'm glad you mentioned Killing Crazy Horse. Special Christmas, Hanukkah, $9.95. I got a whole slew of them from the warehouse at a good price, and I'm passing it on to you. One of our best books. It's a tough book. It's like Killing the Killers and Killing the SS. It's tough. But boy, you'll learn a lot. All right, that's a special on BillO'Reilly.com. And while we're on that subject, gift cards. So let me lay this out to you, please. You're going to pay a lot of money for gifts if you buy retail. You are. And some of you don't have that money. If you get gift cards to premium or concierge membership, to BillO'Reilly.com, you get a free book for every gift card you buy. So you buy 5 gift cards for people who are aware, they like the news, they understand the importance of next November's presidential election, and then you get a free book. So that's 5 books and 5 gift cards. That's 10 gifts for a very reasonable price. You see, this is the kind of math you got to do, and people will be happy with those gifts. All right, so I'm doing what I can. Then we got the whole 13 bundled Killing series, all of them. If you do that, you get a download of my live performance a few weeks ago on Long Island, which you will like. And then we have Killing the Witches and Killing the Killers together, $21.95. Those are 2 books you won't forget. And finally, The United States of Trump and a blue Merry Christmas ornament, $17.95. So you can see we're keeping the prices down. And these are all great gifts. Word of the day, do not be bovine, B-O-V-I-N-E. I love that word, bovine. Back with a final thought in a moment. Debt. You go to bed and wake up thinking about it. Here is the truth. The system traps you in debt. High interest credit cards and loans make it nearly impossible to pay it off. And insane inflation keeps you stuck paycheck to paycheck. Done with Debt is your lifeline. Done with Debt has a new strategy to help you erase debt faster and easier than you thought. It analyzes all the debt options you qualify for. They know how to reduce bills and cut interest rates. Their skilled staff of negotiators know how to get your debt out of your life without bankruptcy and without a loan. Done with Debt are the experts in brilliant strategies for eliminating debt. Here's how easy they make it. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. All right, here is a final thought of the day. I had dinner the other day with guys I've known since I'm 6 years old. And they live, one of them lives in Spokane, the other lives in Cape Cod, another lives in Denver. And they all came in for a reunion, and we gathered on up, and we had dinner. And it was great. All right, they had pictures and old things and this and that. I really, really respect my friendships from when I was born, okay? A guy I went to school with when I was 5 helped create BillO'Reilly.com. So for this Christmas, here's something you might want to do. It's fun. Track down some of your old friends. It's easy to do now on the internet. And send them a Christmas card with just a little note, okay? They'll be so surprised and happy to hear from you. I guarantee it, okay? And then you'll forge, give me your little email address or your text number, whatever it may be, and you'll forge all that. And it's like a hobby. It's your life. And these people can say, yo, you remember this, you remember that? And sometimes you forget. And maybe they'll have pictures they can send you. What a great Christmas theme, right? So track them down. Send them a card. All right? That is the final thought. And we really appreciate you guys watching and listening to the No Spin News across the world now. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.